Hello, and welcome to Mental Health in the Sacred Sanctuary. I am so glad you decided to join us on today. Remember, Mental Health in the Sacred Sanctuary is a sacred space of healing and wellness centered where God is. And where does God dwell? Right in the center of who we are. I am so excited about this evening's episode. We're going to take a dive right into financial self-care. That's right. You heard that the right way. Financial self-care. So I imagine that this is going to be a great episode, and I'm going to encourage you right now. You want to grab your pen and your pencil so that you can take good notes. I've got some questions for you, a devotional, and some reflection, and maybe a little bit of homework. And so get your pen, get your paper, settle in with a cup of tea, and join us as we move through this episode. I have an amazing guest with me on today. Today, I went all the way to Alfred Street's finance office and found the best, the baddest CPA in the building. Joining me tonight is Ms. Venus Coley. Thank you for being here.
Absolutely.
Awesome. All right, so we're going to get started in just a second, but I just wanted to remind you, we've been covering 10 dimensions of self-care for the whole year. So this is dimension number 6, financial self-care. To this point, we've talked about, emotional, professional, cultural, and mental self-care. And so we're going to add to our toolkit some information around financial self-care. And you may be wondering, like, I've never really heard those two words together. So we hope that we'll be able to shed some light, bring some awareness, and give you some information that will help you make some great money management decisions as you move forward, especially in this climate, right? But before we get there, we're going to do a centering exercise, and we're just going to sit right where we are, just to get our minds wrapped around. Because listen, I don't know if you're like me. Start talking about money.
There's trepidation.
Listen, there's a little bit of anxiety that creeps up because nobody has enough, and we all need more, and we're trying to do the best that we can, right? So just take a deep breath. We call them belly breaths. If you can breathe deep enough, go all the way down. So breathing, inhaling, taking a big breath in, holding, and slowly releasing out. All right, and I'd just like for you to just take a moment and lift your hands. We're going to lift our hands upward as if we are reaching upwards towards God, because I don't know about you, but I need God's help.
Absolutely.
All right, I want to leave here a grounding scripture for you to hold on to as we navigate through this particular episode. We'll talk about it a little bit later. It comes from the book of Matthew, chapter 6, verse 21. And my version comes from the NIV version. It simply says, "For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also." I'm sure we've heard this sometime in our church life, right? And so we're going to talk about what it means and how it connects to financial self-care. So again, I share with you that I have an amazing guest on tonight, Ms. Venus Coley. And so let's see if we can get a little bit of information and learn something about her. And then we're going to dive right into the heart of our conversation. Ms. Venus, what do you want the people to know about you?
Well, hello.
Hello.
I am Venus Coley. I am the controller here at Alfred Street Baptist Church. I have been here for 17, almost 18 years.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yes.
Wow.
It's been a long time. Financial literacy, financial, all of that stuff.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it. I like it a lot.
Okay.
I don't do it though. That's not my job here.
Okay.
Here I'm really financial statement focused
Okay.
for the church. But
Okay.
in my personal life, I'm blessed to have a wonderful husband
Amen.
who does all that financial stuff for us.
Okay.
I don't do any of it. I don't do bills. None of it. He is the covering for our whole
Okay.
home.
Okay.
And I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But I've learned a lot over the years
Okay.
about what it takes to be financially smart and prudent
Okay.
as a woman, as a mom, as a daughter. I live in a multi-generational household.
Okay.
So there are many things and many tools that we should all employ.
Okay.
Financial literacy is self-care.
Yeah. Yeah, and so that's what we're going to talk about. Thank you for sharing that information.
Absolutely.
I think, again, it's going to be a great conversation, and I hope that it will heighten your awareness and then also allow you to take some tools and tips that you'll be able to readily and immediately apply to your lives. So again, we're going to talk about financial self-care and some things that I hope that you'll take away from this episode, or at least begin to think about, maybe this could be a goal I can set, right? Starting with just improving your own personal financial literacy, right? What does that look like, right? Learning more about some of the terms that we'll use, some of the things that's happening in our world, our financial world, when we're listening to the news and updates in the world about interest rates and savings and this and that, right? So improving financial literacy. I hope that we will be able to share with you around just kind of navigating financial issues.
Sure.
Just in general, like we started talking about trepidation and anxieties when you start talking about the M word, the money word.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
Right? I think if we are able to help you get into a space where learning tools for your hot spots, and we're going to talk about what hot spots are, right? Learning and then also beginning to embrace and use tools
Absolutely.
that help with hot spots in your own personal financial life, and then addressing some red flags before they become disastrous. I think that one there, we often wait and it's often too late.
Too late.
When we could have
Made other choices.
made a phone call, called a
Absolutely.
friend, got some help, and so how do we get over that? And so those are some of the things we hope, at least I hope, that you take away. And so before we get too deep, I want to remind you of our working definition for self-care, and you'll see it come up on the screen in a second. But self-care is the intentional, all right, and committed practice, both of these things together,
Absolutely.
right, of caring for one's physical self, mental self, spiritual self, emotional self, financial well-being, right?
Wholesome.
A holistic approach. Everything that matters to you should be covered in self-care.
Absolutely.
Right? And this happens when we do it through a consistent set of habits, right, that restore balance, reduce stress, and promote flourishing. So when we're able to do that, then we're able to live, right, and be able to live fully, serve others, and respond to life's challenges when life happens, right? Because we
And
all
life
know life is lifing.
Absolutely.
Listen, life is lifing. And something that I just want to add to that, like self-care is not selfish.
It's not.
And self-care doesn't have to be indulgent. And to be honest, real self-care shouldn't cost us a dime, since we're talking about money, right?
Absolutely.
Real self-care shouldn't cost us anything. And so it should be a set of tools that we are able to use, and it doesn't cost us anything at all. All right, so that's our working definition for self-care. Pause it. You can go back and rewind it so you can get the notes and take the notes so that you'll be able to use that, right? Write it down. Write it down. All right, so let's jump in with our first question. And so here's where I want you to be interactive with us. join us in the chat and you can begin to share some responses. Listen, this is a safe space. There is no wrong answer here. We are all learning together, all right? Make that promise to me. We're all learning together. Drop that in the chat. We're all learning together. All right, Ms. Venus, let's see what we have. So, first question is, I would like for us to think about together. If you had to name your biggest financial headache right now, what would that be? Let's take a moment. What's the biggest thing that keeps you up at night? What's the biggest thing that makes you concerned or anxious when it comes to your financial situation right now? I mean, I can think right off the top of my head, like there's not enough zeros in that bank account. Right? Saving money, saving for retirement.
Yes, there's retirement.
Saving for tuition.
There's college tuition. I have a high school senior.
Okay.
And a grad student.
Oh,
now.
wow.
So, trying to make sure that my boys come out of college and grad school or whatever higher level education that they choose to go through without any debt.
Wow, what an awesome goal.
So that's the goal.
Okay.
But it does keep me up at night.
Yeah.
How are we going to make this happen? Because although both boys are very, very intelligent, colleges are giving less in scholarships.
Yeah, the climate is changing.
The climate has changed.
It has changed,
So that keeps us prayerful.
Yeah.
At the same time, there's the planning of retirement.
Yeah.
I got close friends and family who have retired seemingly early in this new government climate.
Okay.
I want to start planning for that too.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
You ready? Listen, I woke up yesterday. It was raining. We're in the DC area. It was raining. It was gloomy. It was cold.
I don't want to do it again.
And I was like, I want to retire today.
Absolutely.
And I pulled up my account and I was like, get up and go to work.
Get up. Gotta go. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I wholeheartedly agree. But then that third thing, and I think it's the thing that in our community we're looking at and we're dealing with, and that is that quiet inflation.
Wow. Okay.
Where we're dealing with things like the cost of gas. Like 2 weeks ago it might have been $2.79, but this week it might be $3.39.
Wow, quiet inflation.
And it's where things go up, but those are the things that you really don't have a choice in.
Okay.
And you have to navigate your budget around it.
Yeah, so maybe not a significant increase, but a steady increase.
And you have no control over it.
You have no control.
Those are the things that you have to get.
Yeah.
So you have to get gas if
you
you're driving back and forth to work.
Right.
But even if you're not driving, what happens when, in our area, if you're taking the metro and the cost of traveling on metro increases?
Yeah, it has increased.
You have no control over it, but it's an increase that your budget now has to navigate around.
So would you say like the basic necessities when, you're looking at the cost of milk, the cost of bread?
Absolutely.
So
groceries, the cost of feeding your family. So covering your needs.
Yes.
So your home, whether you're renting or you're paying mortgage, the things that you can't control that go up, whether you want them to or not.
Right. They impact the bottom line of your budget if you operate by a budget.
Absolutely.
So more expensive on one side, but no more income.
Right. When the extra income isn't coming in, but the expenses are still going up, that can keep you up at night. That can keep you up at night.
Quiet inflation. I'm curious, for those that are watching with us on tonight, I'm curious what you have listed, and so please put it in the chat. Share with us what things. And listen, I know that our audience, for the most part, are people of faith.
Absolutely.
Right? But I want to reiterate, like, people of faith are concerned about these things.
Absolutely.
It doesn't make you any less faithful that you're faithless, I think that's what I want to say. Right? it doesn't diminish your faith that you have concerns about this.
If
right?
anything, I think it would be just the opposite.
Wow.
Because as you continue to make it month to month, and you reach those hurdles and you cross those hurdles,
I feel a
you
shout. I feel a shout.
You become grateful.
Lord, I
because
thank
you see that you are making it in spite of.
Yeah.
And that's a lot to be said.
Yeah.
And so you continue in your faith walk.
Yeah. Somebody needed to hear that. Thank you for sharing that. Listen.
That's why I'm
here. Listen. Somebody needed to hear that. Continue in your faith walk. Continue to give God thanks, even though it's tight and it feels like the band is getting tighter. You still made it through.
You've made it through.
Yeah.
And in most cases, you found extra. Because as God provides, you get the overflow.
Amen.
You get the overflow.
Amen. And maybe not in this season will you experience much of an overflow.
Sometimes your overflow is just the grace that
Listen,
you made it.
Listen.
And the ability to remember that you did.
That's right. That's right. That's right. And to know that as long as I keep going, right?
Keep going.
God could still show up.
Absolutely.
Show out.
Absolutely.
Right? Pastor Fombi told us on Tuesday in Revival, she said, "You listen, our job is just to face it and God will fight it."
That's it.
That thing was good to me. She said, just face it and God will fight it. So, all right, so we've talked about just some things that really are, weighing heavy concerning us. And so now, what are some other things that are kind of stressing us out financially, where we could start making maybe some small changes toward just doing something different in order to get, right? Because in order to change, we've got to change, right? Nothing changes unless we change.
Do something different.
That's right. We've got to make our mind up to do something different. And I'm thinking about things like maybe setting small goals or sitting down and making a list so you really do know what you're working with.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
So tell me what you think about that.
Writing out your budget or your plan for what you have.
Yeah.
And then making a commitment to taking care of your needs before considering your wants.
Okay.
Understanding that saving should be a need.
Now that's a new mentality, I think.
It has to be.
It has to be.
It has to be.
The saving should be a need.
Saving should be considered a need.
Our elders, maybe not our immediate generation, but maybe even the generation before, they used to say, pay yourself first.
Pay yourself first.
Yeah.
And of course, we learned God first.
God first. That's right.
So you will never hear me say, don't tithe.
Okay.
That's not coming from me.
Okay.
That's not coming from me because that's my order.
That's right.
That's my order.
That's
I'm
right.
going to tithe first.
Yeah.
And then after my tithing, I'm going to make sure those other needs are met.
Yeah.
My needs. What are my needs? The basics. I got to feed my family. I got to make sure mortgage or rent is taken care of. And make sure that everybody is good.
Yeah.
But in that, those are the needs.
Yeah.
The everybody is good doesn't mean a new pair of tennis shoes every month.
That's right.
I got athletes.
Okay.
I'm not buying new spikes every month because a new pair came out.
Okay.
That's not a need.
That's not a need.
Those are wants.
Yeah.
Before I get to those, I'm saving.
Okay.
I'm saving, and I'm never going to consider saving as a punishment.
Wow. Okay. Saving is not a punishment.
Not at all. I think saving is more of a sacrifice.
Okay.
And then that sacrifice is sacrifice because it's self-care.
Yeah.
It's planning for your future.
Because in the end, you will benefit.
You're going to benefit from
Yeah.
everything that you save.
Yeah.
Either that savings is going to take care of a need later on down the line,
Yeah.
or that savings is going to afford your wants.
Yeah.
It's going to be there for that trip. That savings is going to be there for that pocketbook,
Yeah.
or for those shoes, or for whatever it is
Yeah.
that you really enjoy.
Yeah.
But you'll never get to that if you never save.
I love that you said that. I went on vacation in August. I had an amazing time. I was sharing, like, I got there and was like, I'm going to change my flight and I'm going to stay a little longer because I just wasn't ready to go home. But it was great. And what I did, and so this is something new for me, what I did immediately when I got home, I opened a new account. And I bank with Navy Federal, so I was able to do it right online. I didn't have to go talk to a soul. And I started adding a deposit to that account.
That's it.
For my vacation for next year.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Because a saving is not a punishment.
It's not a punishment.
It ends up being the building blocks for your next blessing.
Yeah.
For your wants, your desires. Because who's gonna do that for you?
Yeah. Well,
If you don't set it aside, it may not happen.
that's right.
And so saving for it is a way of self-care.
Yeah,
Because you need that break.
that's right. That's right.
And in that break, you get to take care of all of those other self-care things that you've talked about in this series.
Yeah. And as a culture, right, we were talking earlier, just off camera, just talking about just as a culture, how often there is this negative stigma or connotation around saving and money management. I was sharing about my dad that raised me and how, like, he was a hard worker. He didn't leave a lot or didn't have a lot, but he was a hard worker.
Absolutely.
And I, you know, and it just made me wonder, like, well, what was the disconnect? This is one thing to work hard, but just working hard just to make it, just to
make it,
just to live paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah. And I'm looking directly
Scratching,
at the camera,
scratching and surviving.
Listen, my dad wrote a song.
Okay.
In early mid 80s.
Really?
Entitled Paycheck to Paycheck.
Oh, wow.
And there have been many revisions of said song, but that song has never made it out to the market.
I know you're a DC girl. Is
I'm
this
a
go-go
DC girl.
song?
It's not, but it has go-go
Oh,
potential.
wow.
It definitely has go-go potential.
Okay.
But the lyrics were simply paycheck to paycheck. I can't keep the money I get.
Wow.
Having heard that most of my youth,
Yeah.
I refused to live like that.
Yeah. So it caused you to make
It caused me to make a serious attempt to never live that way.
Okay.
To always have savings.
Okay.
So that what I bring in is not what I have to put out.
So what would you say was your first step towards that, outside of understanding, like, hey, listen, that's something I don't want to do, right? I don't want to live paycheck to paycheck.
Right. So it was understanding that I don't have to have everything that I want to have.
Okay.
Sometimes my wants really aren't my needs.
Okay.
And if I sacrifice my wants now, then I'm more able to appreciate them later.
Okay.
And I'm more comfortable in getting them without not being able to pay the rent or the mortgage or or buying groceries or being able to get back and forth to work.
Yeah.
You know, it became a thing where when I got paid, I considered myself broke. I never considered myself, oh, I'm good.
Okay.
I've never had that mindset, and that's not necessarily good, but it's definitely not bad.
I mean, that's what's worked for you.
It's what is
But
worked.
it sounds like, in summary, it was this examination of excessive spending.
Excessive useless spending. So there are times when you shouldn't accept the brunch invitation.
Okay.
Because you don't have no groceries.
Right? You've
Because you don't have no
exceeded-
groceries.
You don't have no groceries.
You don't have no groceries. So why should you go to brunch $400, $55, whatever it may be, and you don't have any groceries?
Yeah.
Go to the grocery store. And then when they finish with brunch, call them and see how it went. You stay home. Or you go to the grocery store. Take care of the groceries for the week.
Yes, instead of splurge.
Instead of, you can either buy one meal or a meal for the week. Meals for the week.
Yeah, yeah.
So understanding when and how to sacrifice.
Yeah.
And doing that and understanding that made things a little easier.
Okay. Which is the goal, right?
Which is always the goal.
Financial self-care and thinking about what that looks like for your life, ultimately the goal is to help reduce the stress
Absolutely.
when it comes, you know, to money matters in your life.
Absolutely.
I have a very good sister friend. We do a birthday thing for everybody's birthday. And we went to dinner and she pulled out her card and she was like, I have a fun card. We were like, what?
Yeah.
And so she allots a certain amount of money
Absolutely.
for her fun,
Her
for
fun.
what she wants to do on the weekend. And she has a set amount. And if there's not enough or she doesn't have anything,
Then we switch gears
then
and we
she's
do
gotta
something
wait.
different.
Yeah, she's got to wait. She
Or
gotta-
do something that
we got
may not
food
have
at
a cost.
home.
That's it. That's absolutely it.
Yeah.
And you make those sacrifices with the understanding that it's okay.
Yeah.
The having a fun card is a great tool for saving, but making sure that you're not punishing yourself for doing so.
Yeah.
So you every so often buy a gift card.
Oh, great
And then-
idea.
Then save it.
And hold it.
And
yeah.
hold it. You have a little bit of extra this month, go ahead and buy that $50 gift card.
Okay.
It's September,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Christmas is coming.
Uh-huh.
You're going to want to decorate. You're going to want to do all these different things, right?
Yeah. And so instead of disturbing the regular budget,
There you go.
take what you put to the side.
Take what you've put
Just
to
a
the
little
side.
bit. Yeah.
Just for that.
Yeah. After you pay yourself. Though.
After you pay yourself.
Okay.
After you pay yourself. That's
Yeah.
the savings, but it's also the need. That's that you haven't got. When you do that, you haven't gotten to your wants. That's before brunch. Brunch is always a want, never a need.
Never a need. Okay. I love that. I think something I just kind of thought about too was, sometimes we just have to tell the truth about the situation,
That's it.
right?
Be honest with yourself.
Be honest with yourself and say, it's just not the right time. I've had some other things that take priority, right? And I just can't do it. But if you have a friend group or circle, those that you're really close to or that you entertain with and go out, like have a conversation.
Have
and say,
the
hey,
conversation.
Girl, I can't do that
I
right
can't,
now.
I can't do it. I can't. And sometimes their response is, girl, I'm so glad you said something.
That part.
Because I can't either.
Yeah.
But I would have gone and I would have done it. I would have
Exactly.
sacrificed it.
Yeah.
So then the cost of brunch becomes the sacrifice.
Right.
Instead of the fun.
Exactly. And then perhaps even from there, you all could start talking about how can we do better? How can we manage better our finances?
Absolutely.
Let's do this together.
So instead of brunch,
Yeah.
let's meet at the library.
Yeah.
And let's talk it out. Maybe let's look at some financial books. And let's talk about a different way.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that.
It still doesn't cost to go to the library.
That's right. Thank God.
You might just go over each other's houses, alternate.
Yeah, that's right. We done bought all these big, beautiful houses and
that's
furniture
it.
and this
That's
and that and the third.
Use that smart TV and look some things up on YouTube.
Yeah. All right. So those are some tips. Those are some ways that we can begin to address some of the things that just stress us out about money.
Right.
Sometimes you might just want to write a list, right? Say that thing out loud. What about money stresses me out? And what comes up? Other than the fact that you don't have enough. That's most people's plights. We feel like we just don't have enough. But as Mrs. Venus shared with us, there are some things that we can begin to shave away or do away with as we identify needs versus wants.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yep.
And so as you're doing your list, that will then help you, right? Because if you can identify what stresses you out, then, I mean, you're one step closer to a plan.
Absolutely. And having the plan is where self-care is covered.
Yes.
Because you've then addressed it.
Yeah.
And then you're mindful because you've written it out.
Yeah.
You're mindful as you make your decisions, as you go to and fro.
Yeah.
You're mindful of it because you remember.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, that's not on my list.
Yeah.
And your list shouldn't be so binding where you're making choices between whether or not you can buy a pack of gum, but whether or not you should take that weekend trip may be the point of separation where you decide between your wants and your needs.
Okay. Yeah. We both mentioned vaguely about children, right, and planning ahead for them. But I think it might be a great segue to just kind of talk about that for just a moment. Just some things that we ought to begin if you are raising children to help them understand money management a bit better, because I don't know, I asked my daughter, I hit her old school and I asked her, I was like, do you see a money tree in the backyard? And she was like, what? And I was like, exactly, there's no tree out there.
Or the infamous, you have money because you have the card.
Yes.
As if the card creates the money itself.
It's like, but I've worked 165 hours for this, for the money on this card, and 90% of it is already taken.
That's right.
To make sure we've got it right. And so, but what are some things?
Food.
That's right. What are some things that would be helpful when it comes to talking to kids about money?
Be honest.
Be honest. I'm broke. No.
No, but be honest without instilling fear.
Okay. Yeah, that's really good.
Because what you don't want is your kids to have a sense of fear around money, because then they start off behind the 8 ball, so to speak. Be honest with them. Show them what it costs.
Yes.
You don't have to tell them what you make, but make it real clear what a salary is.
Yeah.
People don't just give you money.
That's right. That's right.
Your part of it is the working.
That's right.
So, you know, our kids, they understand the concept of going to school, but they may or may not understand what we do for working.
Correct.
Where we earn that salary.
And how that connects with your education, your level of experience, right? And how that impacts.
And all of those things play a part into it. Be active with your kids as they're making their decisions on what they want to do.
Yes.
But that means staying up to date. You've got to do your part, because they may tell you, I want to be a social influencer.
Yeah.
Don't just say no.
Yeah.
You've got to do your research and understand what being a social influencer means. They make money.
Yeah, they do.
So they do things very differently from how we were raised to make money.
And I think that leads to
they're bringing in lots of dollars.
But it leads to a great question around, like, the quality of life. Like, what quality of life would you like to have?
Absolutely.
Right? And I think something that's been helpful with us is helping her understand and to save towards things that she wants, right?
Yes.
It's easy for mom to just swipe and get it, right? But if that thing costs, I don't know, $80, making her save to get the $80, and then when it's time to spend the $80, there's a different story.
It always is, because they think about the fact that it's theirs. And once they do it, they may not have it anymore. Because unlike us, we're going to work another 165 hours. We know what's going to happen in the next 2 weeks.
Exactly.
But they are going to be in school.
Yeah.
And they're not going to get paid for that.
That's right.
And so they may not know my birthday isn't for another 200 and something days.
Right.
So they're not going to get that big $80 again right away. So there's thought put into whether or not, should I buy those tennis shoes?
Right.
Or should I just wait?
Just wait. Right. And so teaching them the value of saving, and even if it means like starting from day one, if this is your day one, like, congratulations.
Absolutely.
Right? A round of applause for you. Right? It's okay. It's okay.
Because we all had to start somewhere.
That's right.
Some of us started earlier.
Yes.
But
some wish we had started earlier than that, right?
I do.
Yeah.
But some we recognize haven't started yet. And this may be your very point of saying, I've got to do something.
I've got to do something.
It's time.
Yeah, you're watching the
ready.
news. You see what's happening. You're hearing stories. People are close to you are, transitioning. And, a lot is happening in this climate. And it might just be your day one. But it's okay.
It's okay.
Sacrifice that $10 of eating lunch and put it in your savings account.
Absolutely.
Start a 401k.
Starting a 401k.
Yeah.
Take advantage of that. If your employer has a 401k option where they are going to contribute, if you contribute, contribute.
Do and your work part. Your way up. Maybe
and
you
work
can't,
your way up.
Yeah, maybe you can't do the match amount immediately.
No,
but
but
set a
start
goal.
somewhere.
Yeah.
And then make up your mind that you want that somewhere to increase over time. So where this year you may can only do 3%.
Yeah.
Well, then next year try for 5%. And if you find that you can't stick with 5%, then go back down. Maybe just do 4%.
But do something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Start.
Yeah. That leads right into my next question around what money habits would you suggest that we could do as early as possible? And again, even if the earliest possible is your day one right now, before it grows into something stressful. Like, how can we be proactive now that we have this information? Right?
Come away from that mindset around spending money with that instant gratification, that microwave kind of, I want it now, almost a sense of entitlement around excessive things.
Okay.
The things that you don't really need. Come away from that.
Okay.
Because in the long run, usually your wants don't last.
Yeah. Okay.
They don't last, and so they don't get you to a place where you get to excess.
Okay.
And that's the goal. The goal is to excess, not because you can take it with you or anything like that, but the goal of having the excess is so that you can breathe.
So you can breathe. Wow. So that you can breathe. Gosh, I imagine that just in that moment, this visual, just imagining so many people unable to breathe. Like it feels tight because it is tight. And some of our automatic thoughts, right? Because believe it or not, we have a lot of automatic thoughts. We may not say it out loud, but we think it without even realizing that we're thinking it. And when we examine the thoughts that help us make a decision and a choice, sometimes those thoughts are steeped in a belief that I just can't do this, right? I've never been good at saving money. I didn't see anybody in my family be able to, nobody in my family is rich, so I'm not going to be rich. It's okay to live paycheck to paycheck, things like that.
And those are negative thoughts.
Yes.
That are designed to keep us right where we are.
Yeah.
But that was never God's intent for us. Abundance.
Yeah.
But abundance doesn't come from a place where people just give to you.
Yes.
Your responsibility to getting to abundance is preparing for yourself.
Yeah.
And it's okay.
Yeah.
So becomes a part of self-care to actually save.
Yeah, which goes right back to our self-care definition, right? Part of self-care, and the reason for it is, one, so that we can live fully, right? And then two, so we can serve others. But before we get to the serving other people,
Right,
we've got to take care of us.
And when we take care of us, so much to the point where we build the overflow, it's in the overflow that we get to serve others.
Yes.
Because when you're saving, you're filling your cup.
Yes.
You're filling your own.
Yeah.
But when you start giving, God never required you to give out of your cup.
Yeah.
It was from your overflow.
That's right.
So you've got to get to your overflow.
Yeah. And that's the space, I think, that if you don't take away anything else, like, you deserve, you're worthy of having overflow.
Absolutely.
Right? We've got to kind of move away from some of these bad or negative behaviors, right? Using credit cards for basic purchases.
No.
Right?
No.
Avoiding, like I'm not even going to open the bill.
That does not make the bill go away.
It doesn't make it go away. It's still due, and it's still overdue, if that's the case, right? Looking at just learning how to live in just the minimum. Like, we've got to get away from these habits, right? Having frequent overdrafts on our accounts.
No. Live within your means.
Live within our means, right?
Living within your means.
And if you have retirement, like, try to avoid borrowing from it.
Right. So I would say only in cases where you're going to make it grow.
Yes.
Right.
Pay yourself back.
Right. So if you need to borrow from your retirement in order to close on a house, and after closing on that house, you've already mapped out a clear view of how you're going to pay your mortgage and how you're going to get to your next, then borrow. Go right ahead. But pay yourself back.
Yeah.
Pay yourself back. Don't leave that and act as if you didn't take it from yourself. Because when you save from that 401k, that 401k is the part that helps you after you commit to retirement. So when you borrow from it before retirement, it becomes a punishment at the point of retirement if you haven't paid yourself back.
Yeah.
Because then it won't be there.
So don't just pull from it. Have a plan to pay yourself back. All right. So listen, we've given you some, I hope you feel like these have been some vital tips. I hope there's something that you've written down that you plan on making some adjustments and changes to as you look at your own financial landscape. I just want to share quickly as we get ready to wrap up this devotion for you. And I hope that you'll save this episode and you can come back to the devotional. Maybe it's something you can kind of ponder. You can set aside a month. I don't know. Is there a financial literacy month? I didn't look that up before. If somebody knows, drop it in the chat and let us know. I'll know by the time this airs.
Absolutely.
But maybe you'll set it aside for a month where you can just kind of reflect on it and see where you can begin to make your first step.
But now is really a good time to get that learning in place. To start that. We're going into Q4. The fourth quarter of the year, the last of the year. Learn it now. And then commit to starting in January. Start fresh. Not that you can't start now. If you're ready to start now, by all means, go ahead. But if you're not comfortable starting now, if you want to put all the tools together and really map out that plan, commit to mapping out the plan now. And then starting January 1, you walk into the new year with a solid plan on how you're going to save and how you're going to protect your finances and care for yourself in the process. That's the freshness of a new year.
I love that. I love that. Well, then I'll just add this short, simple devotion, because somebody right now, Ms. Venus, is going, what did Jesus say about this whole money thing, right? I got something for you. Hey, take a listen, all right? So again, our grounding scripture comes from Matthew 6:21. It says, for where your treasure is, there your heart will be also.
Absolutely.
Listen, Jesus' words remind us that our financial lives are deeply connected to our spiritual lives. Money is never just about the numbers.
Never.
Right? It reveals our priorities, what's important to us. It reveals what we trust, and sometimes even what we are afraid of. All right. If our treasure is scattered, hidden, or consumed by stress, our hearts will feel the same way. Right? Financial self-care is not about chasing wealth, but about aligning our money habits with what matters most to God and to us. By tending to this dimension, paying attention to the red flags, decreases financial stress and helps us when we begin to learn wise practices. That means anybody can start anywhere on this journey, wherever you find yourself.
That's right.
Okay? We free our hearts from unnecessary burdens. When we practice financial self-care, we shift from avoidance, where we don't open up the bill, but it's still there.
It doesn't go away.
We shift from avoidance to stewardship.
What a word.
What a word.
What a word.
And that big word, stewardship, basically says that we begin to take care of what matters to us.
Yes.
Right? And so we move from avoidance to stewardship. We move from fear to trust, and from chaos to peace, because it is chaotic to live under financial stress and strain.
Absolutely.
We won't make the right or the best decisions when we're overwhelmed and stressed. So financial strain financial self-care has to go hand in hand if we are looking for peace when it comes to our finances and money matters, right? And so we move from chaos to peace, and in doing so, we honor God, who provides not only our daily bread, but also the wisdom to manage it well. So this week, I am challenging you to review your spending and your saving, and I'm going to join you. That is my commitment. I'm going to join you in this week, and I'm going to monitor my spending and my savings. I'm going to ask myself what Ms. Venus already shared. Is this a need, or is this just a want? And can the want wait? Because that's the big question.
Wait, that's it.
Can the want wait? All right. So here's your reflection question. Ask yourself, does this reflect where I want my heart to be? Choose one change, big or small, that brings your finances into alignment with your faith and your values. What would you like to add to that?
Just start.
Just start.
Just start.
Yeah.
Your financial peace,
PEACE,
is on the other side of starting.
Yeah.
Once you get started, you will move your way through, and you will be so comfortable in your savings. You will be so comfortable in your givings. You will be so comfortable with where God has placed you. Just start.
Just start. And starting may have some feelings of being uncomfortable, right? It always does.
It does.
Starting a new thing.
It does.
Yep.
But if you plan it, and as you plan, pray.
Yeah.
But don't get stuck. Keep going.
Yeah.
Plan, pray, produce.
All right. There are your 3 P's. Plan, pray, produce. And with that, we understand fully that navigating a space around financial distress can sometimes lead people to begin to ideate and have thoughts and even consider, like, I just can't do it anymore. And if you're watching this episode or you know someone and you've shared it with them, I want you to know, please don't forget your resources, because all of this is connected holistically, how we feel in our body, especially our mental health. Please contact the National Helpline if you feel that you are dealing with suicide ideation or even have thoughts and a plan. There's someone available to talk to you 24/7 simply by dialing or texting 988 on any phone, right? You can also reach my office at Pastoral Care. It's Pastoral Counseling. Wrong email. Pastoral Counseling, all one word, at alfredstreet.org. I think what I was getting ready to say is we do care, right? And so you can reach out to us at Pastoral Counseling at alfredstreet.org. Send us an email if you need some support or just some further reinforcement to help get you started. We are here for you, and that's our Office of Christian Care and Counseling. And so we will be able to help you to the best of our ability. And you can check out some additional information and resources on our website at www.alfredstreet.org/OCCC. That'll get you to our landing page that has articles, information, resources that will be able to connect you and help you along your journey. I just want to take the time again, Ms. Venus, thank you so much for being with me. This conversation to me was life-giving and rich. It's got my wheels turning about some things I want to do and some new goals that I want to set. So join me in the challenge this week as we're looking at our spending and looking at what we need versus what we want, all right? So that we can make one small step towards alleviating financial stress and embracing financial self-care. Just breathe. I'm going to pray us out, and I look forward to our time as we move forward through the rest of the year. Hey, go back and take a look at the episodes that we've already done around our 10 dimensions of self-care, and we look forward to walking along with you, becoming our best selves as God would allow. Until we meet again, God bless you. Let's pray together. Lord, thank you. Thank you so much for providing in us ways that seem impossible for us to do by ourselves. Help us to see our finances as part of our spiritual walk, not separate from it. Teach us to place our treasures where it reflects your will. And teach us to know and be able to embrace that we can invest in our peace, our stewardship, and our generosity. Calm our hearts when our money matters feel overwhelming.
Please, Lord.
And guide us to wise decisions that honor you. Remind us, oh God, that we are not on this journey by ourselves, and that this is not just about the numbers, but this is about peace that surpasses understanding. So God, we put ourselves and our concerns in your most capable hands, and we thank you in advance for the miracle and testimony that we will have as we follow your direction. It is in the name of Jesus I pray. Amen.
Amen.